never stop jumping. I think jumping and sprinting and lifting are really good components of like staying young. And I think like running is really important. I think general activity is really important for all this stuff. I think you should find things you enjoy doing and try to continue doing them for as long as you can. And continue to learn to modify and adapt training throughout your lifespan. I think jumping is probably like the thing that people stop doing in such a way that like it really detracts from the health. People stop sprinting, people stop lifting, a lot of times because they get hurt, they don't know what they're doing, they overload themselves quickly. I think jumping is just a really good starting point for a lot of people to explore and maintain athleticism. So there's a few big things that I think are important to like tease out and then like find an entry point with doing, right? So it's first and foremost, like, what can you tolerate? You know, think back, when was the last time you jumped, right? Jumped onto a box or jumped rope or skipped or something like that. If it's been a while, then you're going to want to really just start very, very light. If you're coming off of like, you know, you've been pretty athletic for a while, but you haven't really jumped, then, you know, maybe we can progress some of these things a little bit faster. The starting point for a lot of people is actually not really jumping, but like bouncing, what I would consider like pulsing. There's actually really good simple things that I've helped people do with like for their calf pain that honestly are like mimicking the kind of bouncing nature that you might do when you're jumping rope. So like doing a calf raise, but only like being at the normal part of the step and just bouncing up and down without actually losing it or changing any of the, like, you're not jumping actually, you're just bouncing, has been a really good entry point to then get people to start to actually like do little pulses and little bounces, right? Jumping jacks are also a really good entry point. Eventually we can start to do like lateral hopping, lateral bounding. We can jump to boxes. Unfortunately, a lot of people start where they're going 16 inches or 20 inches and they're landing really hard. And there's nothing wrong with some of this stuff, but you just have to grade the exposure better, right? So even like 4, 6, 8 inch boxes can be really powerful for people. Stepping up and dropping down and landing from, again, shorter surfaces can be really, really powerful. Learning plyometric, like quick bouncing activities can also be really useful. Pogos, assisted pogos, those types of things can really, really powerful. The point of this post is essentially that jumping is such a good activity to incorporate in your warm-ups, in your like, you know, general activities, in your training as a whole, because it does a few things that lifting doesn't do, right? It builds like basically co-contraction at joints that we would call maybe joint stiffness. It also works your tendons and your muscles like in a different way because of those things. It's still contraction. It's still like, you know, you using your physiology. It's nothing like incredibly different, but it's a different form of training that honestly can help joints feel good, can help you stay relatively athletic. I'm playing basketball on a regular basis, and because I'm doing more jumping, I feel a lot better and more capable than I did when I was not jumping to do that activity. So jumping will keep you young. Don't overlook it. Start small, build up, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments of this video and I can try to answer you more specifically. Thanks. Peace.